Nate, let's talk first of all about some exciting news you got here, I guess late in the summer, early in the fall. You've got a job as soon as you graduate. Tell us about that.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting for me. In early September, I got the opportunity to go down to Rockhurst University for a job fair, and I ended up interviewing with, talking with people from KPMG. It's a big accounting firm, and they called me a couple weeks later and said that they wanted to follow up with a quick phone interview, so I did that, and then they asked me down to the St. Louis office, and I had a 2-day interview down there, which was pretty exciting.
Hey, it sounds pretty intense.
They put me up in a hotel and everything, so that was pretty nice. And then actually we had to push back our first day of practice for that, and so yeah, I did that 2 days interviewing, and got back at 9 o'clock at night for our first practice of the year, and I got a call later on, actually about 2 days later, saying that I got the position. So pretty excited about that.
What are you going to be doing?
My position is, like I said, it's a big accounting firm, and it's in the internal audit department. So basically, what I would be doing is going to, this summer at least, to start going to companies around the St. Louis area and helping them, assess risk and basically figure out how to maximize their profits.
Nate, Jewell does a good job of promoting themselves as a college that can get guys jobs after graduation, but here almost, 6 months before graduation, you've got a job? That's tremendous.
Yeah, it's definitely a huge relief. I was kind of stressing out about it, to be honest, in September. It's something that I wanted to kind of get nailed down before the season kicked off, because I knew that I wouldn't have much time and with schoolwork and everything. So having that figured out and with a great company, it's something I'm very excited about.
Nate Kroeker is our guest here. The season has kicked off. Got your first win last night. How are things with the new personnel, the new system, everything? What's your take on this whole thing?
It's great, to be honest. It's pretty exciting to be a part of. Things are changing around here, and it's good. And as you could see last night, we're playing extremely well right now. I know it's going to be a process, kind of getting acclimated to the new system and everything, but we're changing the way we play, and basically it's suiting the personnel that we have more, and I think it'll benefit us greatly. I think come January we're going to be a really tough team to beat.
Have you been playing mostly the 4, the 3, something like that?
Yeah,
for the most part.
Yeah, mostly the 4. Coaches feel that that's the best position for me, and that's a position that I can play that'll most benefit the team. So,
does the more up-tempo style kind of fit your abilities? You kind of like that?
Yeah, I love it, to be honest. That's the way I like to play. And at the 4 spot, I don't really get to utilize that as much. The 4 is the trail post, so I don't get to run the floor as much. But it's still exciting to be a part of, and whenever I get the chance, I love to run, so that's what I'll be doing.
A senior from DeSmet High School, Nate Kroeker is our guest. And as you go into this year, you, Craig Matson, the 2 seniors, what has changed as far as your role in leadership this year?
Basically just being more vocal. I mean, the last couple of years, I've mostly just been a leader by example, doing what I can and, setting a good example for everyone else. And obviously that's continued for Craig and I, just to do that, but just to be more vocal and especially help out the new guys. I think we got 8 new players this year, so helping them out with, the plays and basically doing whatever we can to help them through it. And we have some talented new players, so it's really important that we get those guys going.
Put you on the spot here. Are they good followers? Was it easy for them to accept, or is it easy for them to accept when you give them some leadership?
To be honest, I was surprised at how easy it was. I didn't think that Craig and I would receive the response that we did, and I mean, everyone's been great.
Can you give me a quick example of something that's happened that you could talk about?
Basically, just everyone. There was a practice early preseason where we had a few guys. Actually about 5 guys who didn't show up on time or a couple minutes late, and I kind of gathered everyone up and said this can't happen anymore, and it never did again. So it's good to see that kind of response.
Was it a huge relief, I guess relief is the word, when you start seeing some baskets go in last night? Because shooting had been the thing through the preseason games and the first game at Upper Iowa.
Yeah, I think three-point shooting is going to be a huge part of our game this year, and hopefully, they say live by the three, die by the three, and hopefully, we live by it.
Exactly.
We have a great inside presence with Dylan, John, and Chris, and, if we're hitting threes, I think we're going to be very tough to guard.
Nate, early in your career at Jewel, you were hurt. It seemed like every time we turned around it was a new injury. How are you physically this year?
I'm feeling great, to be honest. No issues with me. I'm kind of feeling it a little bit. Craig and I were talking that, being a senior and everything, we're feeling, we get a little more tired quicker.
Is that right? It's old man syndrome is what it is.
I guess so. But, yeah, I'm feeling great physically.
How's your family? I know I saw your daddy was here last night.
Yeah, my parents are doing great. Everyone's doing great and being very supportive of my last year in college, and hopefully that they can watch some good basketball.
Yeah. I know your dad at least tries to arrange his travel schedule around your basketball schedule, and I know your mom makes a lot of games also. But tell folks about your grandmother that listens in Wichita, I believe, right?
Yeah, my grandmother. She lives in Wichita, and she listens to almost every game that I know of, and hopefully she can get out here to a couple games, and I know she loves to do that, and I would love to have her out here. So I think she's going to try to come to a couple games in January maybe, so that'll be really exciting.
I know she was at the Newman game last year. Did she make any games in Liberty last year, or was it Rockhurst I saw her at?
Yeah, she did. She made, I think, 3 games, and we had a Thursday, Saturday, and Monday, and I'm pretty sure, I'm not sure exactly when I think it was in December, so she made those.
Nate Kroeker is our guest here. One final thing, I'll let you go warm up a little bit. When this season ends, what do you want to have happened to you and for this team? What would be the goal at the end of the rainbow?
For me, just to get the most out of my potential and in my basketball career would be great. And then same thing with the team. I think we have the potential to be very, very good this year, and I'm just hoping at the end of the year everyone looks back with no regrets and knowing that we gave it our all every single day, and that we became the best that we could possibly be.
That's Nate Kroeker on the HyVee Halftime Report. Thank you, Nate. Appreciate you coming out and visiting.
Thank you very much.
And we'll be back with more in just a moment on the HyVee Halftime Report.